What episode is this? Yeah, episodes have gone doolally because of technical issues.
Yeah, technical issues and just like our propensity to kind of like...
We're in New York. We won't be sitting uploading stuff onto YouTube all day like we have been.
We have been every day for the last week.
Unsuccessfully.
Anyway. We are in New York. It's the day after the mayoral election. How's it feel?
I mean, I just feel like last night was a complete dream. In fact, the whole of yesterday felt like a complete, utter, overwhelming dream. I mean, when we got home last night, I cried.
Yeah.
Because I felt the enormity of it all.
How was the first time you cried? I'd said you crying. At 11 p.m. you were crying. A couple of hours earlier, crying.
I was privately crying.
Yeah. You're crying now.
I know, stop. Let's talk about the day from the start.
Okay, all right. We started pretty early. We were up like, 4:45 was the alarm set for? Because we had heard that Zoran was going to be voting in Queens at a high school.
Yep.
And we
What
wanted
was
to
the
be
name
there.
of the high school?
It was the Frank Sinatra Performing Arts School, wasn't it just? Yeah, it was a day for it. I heard that song kind of like towards the end of the night as well. There were some girls up on the tables at the watch party we were at late in the evening doing New York, New York. But yeah, we were there before 6, before the sun was up. And he wasn't that far behind.
7:45 he showed up. 7:45. And I was gobsmacked that the polls open at 6 a.m. and they close at 9 p.m.
Long day.
Really long. But there's none of the kind of craziness that we have.
Slow burn.
Of having to put cornflakes out and bunting and signs and leaflets at every entry and all of that stuff. It was just kind of a gentle, quiet, procedural, come in and vote. All you do is get a sticker at the end that says I voted. And it was actually really nice to see people walking around the streets with those on throughout the day.
Yeah.
So he came in at 7:45. We got in as press.
Yeah, I mean, I've been reporting on this for Last Place on Earth, also for Crikey. I didn't have a letter from the electoral district because I'm not that kind of journalist. I'm a freelancer, baby. And also we got here kind of very last minute. Didn't really have time to organise all of that. But I spoke to some very nice people from the New York Electoral Commission, or whatever it is, and they were very, very helpful and availing. So, yeah, we set up with the rest of the press pack in the gymnasium, I guess you'd say. Lots of basketball hoops, lots of ballot boxes, lots of people coming in and out. And waited. Yep,
so the voters come in, register with the electoral officers, get their ballot form in a kind of sheath, and then they go and stand behind
it's
their
big,
little...
isn't it, the ballot paper?
Well, I thought that was kind of a thing that you put on top of it to hide it when you're walking around or something.
Place.
Yeah, and then you hand that back in. And then there was this kind of little designated area for all the press, media people to congregate in behind some... little fencing, and there was, big proper Fox News cameras, and everyone was jostling for spot, arguing, like, I was here first, no, you've moved yourself, no, where is your head going? And then he came in and voted with his beautiful wife.
Only took him about 20 minutes to find her name on the roll or whatever. Some issues, but they got there.
Gave us plenty of time for footage and so on.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? I felt a little bit intrusive.
Totally.
Especially for his poor,
charming
wife, who clearly wants nothing to do with the whole circus, despite some headlines in the New York Post suggesting she was running the show from behind the scenes. I reckon she wants nothing to do with it.
Totally. She kind of looked through everyone with disdain and just like, you're all dead to me.
Blinded.
But he was gorgeous and smiling. But then...
you were very, very, very close to him for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like you were basically...
I was like this.
Yeah.
Walking down the stairs.
Sort of watching him float downstairs. And then we went down the road.
At 8 o'clock, 15 minutes later, they did a little press conference.
Did my little press conference, got my little questioning, got my absolute non-answer at all.
Yeah.
And then they were out of there. Didn't see him again all day, really, till the evening.
It was great. Really, and then we met a great couple who'd flown over from the UK, one of which was a guy that had run against Boris Johnson.
Closest ever to knocking off a sitting British Prime Minister in an election in the UK. They've been doing them for even longer than they have here. It's pretty decent crack. He got within 1,000 votes. You and him posed for a little photo for Politico.
He was great, and I think that we all catch up again.
Yeah.
I feel like we can learn a lot from him, and
Totally.
similar kind of politics and outlook.
And they've clearly been working very closely with the DSA over here. I asked him whether he'd been working with anyone because he's within the Labor movement in the UK. Asked them whether there'd been much engagement with sort of the left wing of Labor in Australia, and he kind of suggested to me, like, what left wing of Labor?
Doesn't exist.
Nah, better build one.
And then we get a little tip that Cuomo is voting Upper East Side.
Yep.
So off we trundle.
Raced over there, yep. I got a lot more FaceTime with the former governor. He was totally happy to just like barrel my iPhone and just monologue about socialism to me for minutes. What did you think, kind of like his operation compared to Mamdani's?
Completely different organisation. I mean, Mamdani's, first of all, there was many more of them, and they were probably 30 years younger than individually.
Yeah. Well, there was one Cuomo guy, and he was probably older than all of the
security
Mamdani
kind of guy, wasn't he? He wasn't really organising the group. He was more just making sure he could park there and then making space for him to walk.
And then the many Kennedy grandchildren Cuomo brought with him as well.
Yeah,
all his kids.
I mean, weird kind of
strange energy.
AI smiling, like
very beautiful, but also like
AI.
What's going on?
Yeah, they didn't have proper fingers. No, they weren't.
Yeah, they had proper fingers. There was just like 7 of them.
Yeah. What I really liked about the Mamdani one is he had all his people kind of preparing us. You know, like one guy came over and said, he's coming here at this time, and then there's going to be a press conference. There's no questions here, but then you can have questions. And he was kind of going to each media person and just making sure everyone knew what was happening. And there was kind of waves of them coming to manage. Cuomo, completely different. They just kind of bold and came out of a big American
I kind of don't know how I feel like Cuomo himself, but I quite like the style of the operation. Just like, big truck, Upper East Side, get out, all these kind of old ladies, just fainting at the side of him, swan in with 7 Kennedy children, do whatever he feels like, swan out again, just kind of like...
Get in the lift with the journalist, like everyone's just in together, go out.
Spend about 15 minutes blocking East 56th Street so that he can just like take a number of questions from some like reporter he knows from 30 years ago. It was very old school.
We were told that Mamdani's the only candidate with a security detail, and they actually came in prior, checked the exits and did all that sort of work. Whereas again, Cuomo just like in with everyone else.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious where the wind was blowing, I think.
Just,
I mean, we knew that from months back, but seeing them both in person and their entourages, I think it was pretty obvious where the energy and just like the impressive operation that Mamdani's run. Like, it's a stellar count. It's a perfect campaign.
It is
they
perfect.
Barely put a foot wrong. It's
we
incredible.
will talk about that another day.
We don't have time. I've got laundry in the dryer downstairs, and then I've got to race up to Penn Station to get up to Providence, Rhode Island, baby. So let's cut right to the night after the morning of the vote. We spent about 10 hours back here failing to upload stuff to YouTube, and then
didn't work. We had RSVP'd for a DSA party in Astoria, which is Mamdani's hometown.
Mamdani's party, his movement, the biggest party they were putting on last night. Mamdani himself was at some event in Brooklyn, impossible to get into that. Hassan Piker, like CNN, pretty much no one else. I reckon his mum, his dad, his wife.
Yeah. That was 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Ours was 2,000 people.
Pretty good.
And then there was like 17 other official ones. And so it was... I mean, I said to Jessie in the evening, we went to this rally that was like electric, like festival-like, and then last night was like, it was like one of those beer tent events, like Froth Down.
It felt like Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Like Oktoberfest in Munich.
Yeah, without
in 2006. Yeah.
And also, so specific and strange little references. 2006 with no Germans, but not in Munich, but in Munich. But it was young and fun, and people were like, just connecting with each other, and it was... I've never seen a longer queue for food. I mean,
crazy. But also, I've never waited less long for the food to come out.
And they were so beautifully friendly at the front.
Yeah.
The party was so good. They had a little stage with someone kind of emceeing, but no one could hear them because the sound was so bad, but there were screens everywhere and people were just watching, and, when Trump came up on screen or
Schumer. I mean, to begin with, I thought like there was some pretty solid "fuck Donald Trump" chants ringing around. As soon as he started tweeting about their guy, about Mamdani, people got pretty fired up. But before that, I reckon Chuck Schumer was copping the biggest booze of the night.
Was.
They weren't into the Democratic establishment. There was a lot of fuck Cuomo chants as well. People were pretty glad to see the back of him. So was Mamdani. What did he say? The last time I ever have to say this guy, I wish him all the best in private life, and let this be the last time I ever say the name Andrew Cuomo. Probably will be.
His speech was. What did you think of it?
I thought it was incredible. I thought previously he's hilarious and engaging and fantastic off the cuff. The couple of times we've seen him do the stump speech, I've not been so taken with his reading off the teleprompter. He's good. He's very serviceable when you compare him to like an AOC, not quite as soaring. But last night he was fucking flying.
Every sentence had a purpose and it hit, and it was well constructed. It covered everything. It felt serious, and I'm here, and I'm 34, but I've got you.
I mean, they've had about 34 months or 4 months anyway to write the thing. Like they've known he's going to win for a long time, so they've had time to really like hone what it means. But I think that's important because it's now it's like it's a transition period. He's got 2 months until he becomes mayor. Like presumably no one who's been working with him has done this before. You know, his campaign manager had never run a campaign before, for example. So I think last night was kind of like, all right, where's it going?
But don't you think? I mean, and don't you think will be the fact that they will have the best advisors and experts who have done this stuff to say, this is how you should deal with Trump. This is what his people will be doing. I've got back channels over here. This is this information that you need to use and go for it like this and like that. And I think that's a nice parallel with what we were doing. You know, we were talking to people who had worked in all of the sectors of which we were talking about, and they are the experts, and we were just taking from them, and they are desperately willing to give you this information because they want improvements. They want to see their lives work result in betterment for the people, and you could see that. And again, with his speech, with his media, you know, he's been using, you know, the best creative minds, not the best political creative minds, but the best creative minds, you know. And I think that that's something that we can really learn from, and I think that we've reflected on that a lot, that we did that to a lot of extent. But I took that feeling, you know, I think I don't know how to be a politician. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. But of course, you've got a whole team of people around you who can help you with that stuff. And he will have an enormous team. We already saw some of it just for that one event. So, yeah, the speech was incredible. I love that he tackled Donald Trump head on. He didn't like kind of say, we want to work with the administration. I think it was just like, I'm here. Listen to me. Listen to us. Listen to New York. This is what we want. This is what they spoke for. This change, and I mean, the hope of it all, the messages I've been getting, people just crying with joy and
yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Like, I mean, I honestly think that people outside New York are more excited than people here. Like people at the party were fucking pumped last night. But just the response from the UK, from Australia, from literally everywhere is so like people have just been looking. Well, they're just looking for something. Like they really, there needs to be some alternative, and like they have provided an alternative, a pretty good
that's
one.
Not reform or One Nation or, you know, these kind of very other populist right wing. There's not been a successful populist left wing that's nailed it. He completely nailed it.
Yeah, and certainly not in this era, not in the era of Trump 2.0. In the UK, the Greens are doing a pretty good looking job.
Only
at that.
The last couple of months.
Totally.
It's been, you know,
totally. And I think what this does is it's just Overton window stuff. Like the Overton window has been extended so far to the right, the realm of political possibility and what people see and feel and can kind of like connect to and recreate. And now it's started to happen in the other direction. And I think you can just see how inspiring this can be, what a catalyst this could be around the world, because there's been so much interest in it. The Mamdani campaign wasn't too interested in what international media thought of them. International media have been very, very, very interested in what Mamdani's been doing, because everyone else is too.
That's a really nice reflection on his ego as well, because I can imagine other leaders wanting to, you know, hear from the other countries and lead and trying to affiliate with them and use their endorsement for themselves. But he was like, I'm interested in this place. I'm not going to Israel. I don't want to answer your questions about international. And I really appreciate that. And I think that I speak about this a lot, those kind of great left-wing or like progressive minds that would make incredible candidates, leaders, politicians, party members, whatever, tend to self-exclude because they think politics is foul and aggressive and awful and hopeless. And then you get the people, the crazies, who think, I should be the leader because I was the head boy at school or whatever. And they get these extreme views. And so then there's suddenly this influx of those people, that end of the spectrum. And then we're self-excluding on the other side. But then the more people like that, Polanski, is that his name? Yeah. Mamdani, you know, these characters, AOC, Bernie, the more of them that are in politics, the more of people we can see ourselves in, the more people step forward and join it. And then, you know, we get a better spread of minds and ideas and a better, you know, contests of actual ideas, you know, that would improve people's lives. And now he's just got to make a difference. That's all. The work starts now, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm on 1% battery on my phone. My laundry's about to come off. I've got to get down to Penn Station. We can do a longer episode looking back. Probably not from this location. This will be the last one we shoot here with the beautiful, beautiful buses and sirens cutting through and the marathon runners in the background. But any last reflections before we go? Like one takeaway, one moment yesterday that really kind of like sung to you.
I think the messages I'm getting from home, it's been re-energizing for that movement. You know, what we did in Fremantle was electric, and it's easy to feel like it can just kind of dissipate. But this has just got everyone like up again. And in one of Mamdani's videos, he said something like, if you've joined this movement, you're in it now. There's no turning back. So whatever way you participate in this movement going forward, might be a lot of time, might be hardly any time, but you're in it now. And for all those volunteers that we had, all those people that said, I'd never done anything like this before, I'd never participated in politics, now they do, and they will forever. And I think that's for us to remember and to build on and to use that over the next 3 years, 4 years, decades, you know, lifetimes. What about you?
I mean, I just think I'm just really taken with his wife, honestly. I just love a political spouse who wants nothing to do with politics whatsoever. I just think it's really cool. They've clearly got a relationship that exists completely outside of this campaign. That's very grounding. His parents were very sweet in the stage. But I just think it's just so genuine. It's so authentic. He has such a rich interior life outside of all this. And I think that's what people can connect to. There's such deep culture in this city, so many communities with such history, both here and elsewhere. And I really think that like real recognises real, and people can just see that and connect to it. And he just talks to them. Yeah. And I think that's what you got to do, folks.
There's something about him that he just elevates above all the noise, and he just sticks with his good open-heartedness. And that's really beautiful. What a wonderful example for all of us.
What a gift.
All right.
Let's go.
Thank you.
See ya.